guys, and welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me here today for this mid-monthly reading for the month of November 2017. Can't believe that we're already halfway through the month of November and nearly at the end of the year. It's amazing. So for this mid-monthly reading today, I will be pulling 3 cards from these 2 decks that you see here. The Wisdom of the Oracle deck by Colette Baron-Reid, and I'll be using that deck to take a look at the area of love and romance. And then I'll be pulling another 3 cards from the Good Tarot deck, also by Colette Baron-Reid, focusing on the career and finance portion of the reading. For those of you who haven't already taken a look at the monthlies for November, please do. They're already posted. They have been posted on my channel. And the monthly reading is really, it's a very general overview of the energy surrounding each sign for the month. This mid-monthly reading is really more focused on these 2 specific areas. Okay, so if you're interested in just a more general reading, then I'd encourage you to take a look at the, the monthly reading for November. Also, another thing that I would encourage you to do is to watch not just the video for your sun sign, but also for your moon sign and your rising sign. Obviously these are general readings for everybody, so the messages may or may not resonate with you. But when you watch, all 3 videos, they really come together very nicely and sort of offer a more holistic, a very complete, or at least more complete overview of what's going on or the energy surrounding you during that time period. So I would encourage you to do that. If you would, however, like a more personalized reading, right, to focus specifically on something that is going on in your life right now, a decision that you might be looking to make, then you would really need a personalized reading, a private reading with me. If you're interested in that, you can take a look at my site, which is changingphasestarot.weebly.com. You'll find information about the types of readings that I offer there and pricing. You can also send me an email, changingphasestarot@gmail.com. And I also would encourage you to join me on Facebook. That way you can send me messages a little easier on there. It's Changing Phases Tarot Readings is my page on Facebook. Right, so let's get started. I will see you in 1 second after the shuffle. Bye for now. Hi Taurus, hope you're doing well. I'm here to do your mid-monthly reading for the month of November, starting off with the career and finance portion of your reading using the Good Tarot deck. I have already meditated off camera and have been shuffling, so let's just do a few more shuffles here to get into our reading. So Spirit, what does Taurus, the earth sign of Taurus, need to know in the area of career and finance? Mid-month November 2017. What does the earth sign Taurus need to know in the area of career and finance? Mid-month November 2017. Please give me the messages for the earth sign Taurus. What does Taurus need to know in the area of career and finance? Mid-month November 2017. Taurus, career and finance, mid-month November. Alright, Taurus, here we go. So the card that fell out while I was shuffling, so this will be the first card, the card in the past position, we have the 10 of Earth. This would be the 10 of Pentacles in the traditional deck, followed by the 8 of Earth. This is in the present or the middle position. And the outbound, wow, you are certainly in the spread, right, Taurus? All earth energy so far. So the 3 of Earth as the outbound energy. So 3 of Pentacles. So 3 Pentacles cards. Guess that makes sense for career and finance, right? And the card at the bottom of the deck. So the overall energy for the next 2 weeks, we have the Ace of Water. We will get into that in 1 second to see how that's all going to play out. But let's just go ahead and pull our cards for the love and romance portion of the reading using the wisdom of the Oracle. So Spirit, what does the Earth sign Taurus need to know in the area of love, relationships, romance, mid-month November 2017? What does Taurus need to know? What are the messages for Taurus in the areas of love and romance and relationships, mid-month November 2017? Please show me the messages. What does Taurus need to know? Taurus, mid-month November 2017. One more shuffle. Okay, so we have the 2 cards that fell out. In the past position, we have the card number 26, Happy Happy, followed by card number 27, next card, Exchanging Gifts. This is in the present position. And the last card in the future energy position, we have card number 33, Chaos and Conflict. Don't worry, we'll get into how these all tie together here. And let's see, the overall energy for the 2-week period is Mending, card number 52. Okay, so give me 1 second. Let me just arrange the cards here, and I will be right back with the reading for you. See you in 1 second. Okay, Taurus, so I've arranged everything so we can see it. So we'll begin with the career and finance portion, which are the cards along the back, plus the Ace of Water on the other side. So we'll begin with that. That will be our overall energy for this next 2-week period, or from the 15th through the end of the month of November. And this is a very nice energy to have as the overall energy for the next 2 weeks. The water, so the suit of water, this would be the suit of cups in the traditional tarot deck. And it's generally, it's a suit that is associated with relationships, feelings, emotions, kind of how our feelings influence our behavior, our relationships, right? So, it's also, it has to do with intuition, but it doesn't necessarily have to be, more on the relationship side, or kind of when a lot of people see the Ace of Water, which would be the Ace of Cups. Yes, the Ace is it's a positive, it's a yes card. It's in the traditional deck, it's that, the hand, the divine hand, extending from the universe, sort of offering you this new wonderful gift, which is this overflowing chalice. So it's, something that brings immense emotional happiness, fulfillment, right? The cup is overflowing with abundance, right? With love, with this great happiness. But it doesn't necessarily have to be just thinking about relationships, right? In the area of career and finances, we can feel at times that we are, we feel very in love with the work that we do. We are very happy. It brings us great joy if we're in, that type of career that really is fulfilling for us. Then, we do feel extremely happy and filled with, this abundance of love and happiness. So with this card, I would say that the energy, especially coming off of the other 3, is that there is definitely something new coming in, a new offering. But it's something that is going to bring you great happiness, right? You're going to feel very happy about this, overflowing with happiness. And it is all tied in with money and finances, because the 3 cards that you have here, in the past, the present, and the future position, they're all Pentacles cards. So they're all earth energy, right? Beginning with the 10 of earth, this is in the past position. So the energy that we have moving into the last 2 weeks of the month. And you are an earth sign, Taurus, and so earth energy is that very grounded energy, right? It's the energy that has to deal with material wealth, everything, all of the tangible things that sort of manifest here in the world of form, in the material realm. So it's our job, it's the money that we earn from the job, it's the things that we are able to purchase with the money from our careers, right? From the money that we get from our careers. It also is, our savings, it's finances, our homes, our cars, our actual job itself, the work that we do. And with the Ten of Pentacles, this is a card that it does show that you have accrued a great amount of wealth over time, right? It's generally a card that is associated with, money that is built up over time. Sometimes it has to do with inheritances, right? That you may have received some money or a property that belonged to, somebody in your family, something that has been passed down over time. So it takes a very long time to reach this, point of 10 of Pentacles, right? It's a lot of hard work, and more is sort of the things that we accrue over time is what I'm getting from this. So this might have been something that, that you have been dealing with it, in the past, over the past few weeks, or even, this year, because it's a 10, it could be even just sort of over the last 10 months. But it has built up, and it's a wonderful card to have because it is a card of financial, sort of material abundance, financial security. It's all about inherited knowledge. It can also have to do with inherited wealth. I'm sorry. It's inherited wealth, but could also have to do with inherited knowledge. So it's that card that, it's the knowledge that we also build up over time from our studies, from, what we learn on the job, from going back to school. So it's also, knowledge, because knowledge, obviously, we don't gain overnight. It's also something else that, is built up over time. So it's a card that, you can sort of step back and look at everything that you have achieved. And to a certain point, you have achieved quite a lot and you're feeling very thankful. So this could have been you just, coming into this last couple of weeks of the month, feeling very thankful for, everything that you have been able to build up in your life, right? That you've worked long and hard to achieve, and very appreciative. You in the middle position, so in the present, with time, obviously being malleable, whenever you hear this is the right time for you to be listening to it. And so that would be the present. You have the Eight of Earth. Now, this is, again, more earth energy, but the Eight of Earth, it's sometimes referred to as the Apprentice card. It's that card of somebody who's very dedicated, working very hard. You see here we have, I'm not sure if it's supposed to be a violin or a cello or viola, but it's looks like a violin, which, for anybody who has ever played the violin, it certainly does not, you don't master it overnight, right? You have to toil away, work very hard over a long amount of time for you to, master the violin. So it's that type of energy here, right? That you have worked long and hard to gain the knowledge that you needed to do to perform a certain job, to learn, what you needed to learn, like a new craft, or, if this is, say you're in a position right now, and maybe in order to move up in the company, you needed, more training. So this could be you, making taking the initiative to go back, get some additional training in a certain area, going back to university. If you're already in a company, this could have been, or you could be going, and trying to get an MBA, going back to university to get, more knowledge, to build up your experience, right? Because it is all about understanding. And yes, you've accomplished a lot here, but it's kind of like you still feel like, you still need to learn something. There's still something there that you need to kind of go after. You have achieved a lot, but you still need to keep working here. And what we have in the future position is the Three of Earth. So once again, the Earth energy. But this is a card that is about expansion, expansive energy. But expanding in the sense that maybe you're partnering up with somebody. Maybe you have to work in a group, work with other people in the work setting, right? So you're building on what you have already sort of achieved within the company, but maybe you're being asked to join up with others, right? To coordinate efforts, maybe work on a project with, a group of people. Maybe you've gone back and received the training that you needed to get here, but, now you're being asked to sort of partner up with others. And, it's a good way when you do work on group activities like that, you bring in your knowledge. So, maybe you can bring in what you have been working on here and have learned, and you bring your expertise, but it's also good to, to learn from other people. So we're constantly learning and growing and building collaboratively. So it's that type of energy. And there is definitely something new involved here, right? There is this ace of water, which is something, it could be a new job offer, or it could be a new creative project offer. But it's something that's definitely going to bring great happiness into your life. So, however that plays out, if this is you, maybe you with the Ten of Earth, we know that tens also can represent completion of cycles, although the Ten of Earth is a card that, yes, it's a 10, which is typically a completion, but it's more about, that you have, like, what you have accrued over time. So it's the building up. But if we look at it as an ending, you could have kind of reached the pinnacle of where you can reach within that company, right? And so maybe you went back to get additional training. Maybe this was the MBA, or maybe you went to get training in a different area completely. Maybe you've always worked in sales and decided that you wanted, to switch over to, I don't know, IT or something like that. And so you went back to get training. And then this would be you partnering up with people, maybe new people, but there's a new offer coming in here. And whatever this offer is, you can accept it. It's going to be good for you because it's this is divine intervention here, right? These three cards, these are all about you, right? They're when we have the minor arcana cards, it talks about, the daily sort of things that we are able to have some type of control over. So this is you doing this. This is you working hard. This is you partnering up. With the Ace of Water, the Ace of Cups, this is out of your hands. This is the universe stepping in and saying, here's this beautiful new opportunity, this new cup that's going to bring great happiness into your life. So be happy, right? This looks like it's very good as far as career and finances go. Moving on to the love and romance portion of the reading. So we have as the overall energy for the last 2 weeks of November, we have the card number 52, which is called Mending. And it makes sense, I was kind of looking over the other cards here, and it does make sense, especially with this chaos and conflict, which, when I first saw it, I was like, that's not the best of cards, I don't think, but seeing this, it makes sense, sort of. So let me explain what I'm trying to say here. The Mending card, as you would expect, it has to do with, healing, right? So thinking of relationships, and this doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic relationship. In these readings, a lot of people are looking for, help when it comes to a romantic relationship, but this could really be any relationship in your life. This could be a friendship, this could be a partnership at work, especially with the partnering up with other people's card here, right? This could be, within the work environment. Doesn't necessarily have to be romantic in nature, but it does have to do with making amends, healing after some type of argument, and more than anything, forgiving, right? Opening up our heart and being willing to forgive. And, the first step to mending any type of relationship is being able to, understand the other person's point of view, have that give and take, right? And then be able to forgive, to ask for forgiveness, but at the same time, to accept, right? To be forgiving, to accept the other person's um, uh, sort of their point of view as well, right? Accept their apology, accept their point of view. Um, and that's really what, I sort of the energy that I get off of the three cards for this time period is that there is something that things seem to have been going very well in the relationship. There was a very this healthy sort of give and take energy within the relationship, so it was a very sort of balanced, a very fair, both of you sharing, giving and taking. We know that when we're dealing with love or affection or feelings, it is very important to have the sharing, the giving and the taking. When the relationship is just very one-sided, and it's just one person giving, um, the relationship won't work that way, right? There has to be the give and take. um, and then the with the chaos and conflict at the end here, the it's a card that like you would expect. It does have to do with some type of arguments. And again, there's so many people watching the video that it's very hard to pinpoint exactly how this or what this is. But it is a card that has to do with tension and the tension of opposites. And how when you're in a relationship, it's very easy to have arguments with another person. Maybe you don't want to you're kind of unwilling to see their point of view, or you're unwilling to have this give and take, and really share and be open and be more accepting. And so, when that happens, sometimes we end up being very stubborn, very set in our ways, kind of puts us in this constant state of, opposition to the other person. And when this happens, it's it does kind of make the relationship kind of break apart, right? It does really make the foundation of the relationship crumble, because relationships don't work that way, right? We can't be stubborn. Things can't always go our way, right? There are certain things that obviously, if you feel very strongly about something, then you need to stand your ground. You need to be authentic, right? You need to be true to yourself. So there are some things that kind of are non-negotiable, right? And when that's the case, then, you don't need to argue. That I think that's pretty clear. But, when it's a situation where that you could be a little more, a little more willing to hear the other's point of view, or a little more willing, or to be a little more accepting, with something, instead of just being stubborn and immediately saying, no, I don't want to do that, or no, I don't, be more open. And I think, the main message, sort of tying the three cards together here, because I didn't actually go through the first two cards. I was just sort of giving you the main meaning for them. But the happy card, as you would expect, it has to do with this sense of fulfillment, a sense of true joy, and that everything is going well in the relationship, right? And this card is in the past position, which makes me think that things have been going well in this relationship, whatever this relationship is, right? Whether it's in a romantic one, or in a more of a work setting, or a friendship. And it's, there are times in that relationship where you just feel good, right? You feel happy with the person. Things are flowing very nicely. You seem to be understanding each other, which brings us, to the middle card, which is this exchanging gifts being, the back and forth, that law of giving and receiving, right? When you're entering into the relationship, it's being willing to give of yourself and receive of the other person's love as well. And that's how, the relationship grows, and love between the two people grows exponentially, because there is this reciprocity, right? So this give and take between the two people. But when we sort of shut that down, and you can see that, that we have a zebra here, the zebra's kind of, everything looks very confused, and the zebra's turned towards the, heading backwards. And you see these two are kind of looking forwards, right? They're looking ahead. They're feeling very happy. She is looking directly here at the animal and the cat, and there's this back and forth between them. And even here we have the two sort of looking at each other and figuring out how to mend whatever the situation is, or, the feelings. But this one, it's just everything is crumbling down. We have the zebra sort of looking backwards, looking towards the past, maybe wishing that things were like this again, were happy again. But something is needed. Something has to change, right? Something has to change, and there needs to be a mending for all of this to come back together again, right? So I think that the main message from this reading, and how you can obviously, however this resonates, whether it's with a partner or with a friend, if there has been some type of misunderstanding or, argument, um, it's asking you to, to be open to forgiveness. Um, Try to forgive the other person. If just work on mending, work on bringing together, bringing that relationship, pulling it back together, right? Pulling all of the pieces that have kind of fallen apart, bring it all back together again to find, you see, there's sort of there's like a keyhole here, that's to come back, and with all of this, you'll be able to unlock this happiness again, right? You'll be able to, you'll have the key to unlock your happiness and get back to that happy point, right? I don't see that this is telling you, oh, this is all terrible and the relationship's coming to an ending. No, not at all. It's more of a, pay attention, work on this, mend these things within the relationship and within yourself to get back to this happy place. So, I do hope that the messages have resonated and have helped you in some way, Taurus. Please remember to check out my channel for the December readings. I will be posting the December general reading, the mid-monthly reading, and I will also put out a 2018 overview that will be coming out during the month of December as well, just kind of giving you, a month-by-month overview for 2018. So thank you once again for joining me here today. I'm wishing you a wonderful Thanksgiving for those of you who are here in the U.S. I hope that you have a wonderful time with your friends, your family, and I look forward to reading for you again. Take care, and I'm sending you much peace, love, and light. Bye.